What's up? It's Super Chase, and today I'm doing a Pokemon cards worth buying in 2024 part 2. You guys absolutely loved the first one I did. It's probably the best performing video on my channel. You guys just ate it up, and I got a ton of comments asking for another one, so here I am. I'm doing another one. I have a ton of insanely interesting and niche and rare cards to show you guys today that I genuinely really believe in and that I am currently buying myself. I'll put a picture on the screen of this Uxie card that I'm going to cover in today's video. I bought it today for $140. This series is called Pokemon Cards Worth Buying, and me as the creator of the series, I feel like I have to put my money where my mouth is to a certain degree. So here is the Uxie. Again, got it for $140. Feel like it's a great deal. I'll explain to you guys why I purchased the card all throughout this video and what makes that card so desirable and what makes it appealing and attractive to me. And we're going to cover a ton of stuff. I'm looking at a lot of vintage and a lot of Japanese cards, so if those are cards that don't suit your interest, I think that's fine. I think you should still watch this video because I'm going to cover a lot of cards that I just have a small hunch most people don't know about. Enough of the intro. Let's get right into it. As you can see, I have Pokemon Versus Series cards pulled up, and that's the first set we're going to talk about today. So before we even really talk cards, we're going to go through a small history lesson with Super Chase. I'm going to go through a couple photos of some cards, and I just want you guys to think in your head, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of these cards? Here's a Karen's Umbreon. Hollow. Pretty cool card. Lance's Charizard, there's Price's Lapras, got a Wobbuffet, Gyarados, Suicune, Tyranitar, Pinsir, Typhlosion, Dugong. Come on, that's the best Dugong art we've ever fucking had. No way, no contest. Jolteon, Sabrina's Espeon, crazy card. Here's another T-Tar, and here's even another one. And as you can see, they're E-Series cards. So I don't know about you guys, but these are some of the best artworks I've ever seen on Pokemon cards, ever. Bar none. Easy. No contest. These cards are literally some of the best looking artworks of these Pokemon that I have ever seen. And I personally do collect Versus Series Japanese cards in PSA 10. And it's like, oh, this is an old set. Cool. The artwork's nice. Like, whatever. Look at this Typhlosion. Pretty badass. This is the caveat. Okay? Did Versus Series ever come to English in Pokemon? You might have to ask yourself that question. And if you do, this set never came to English, okay? And something that I'm going to keep pounding through this video is cards that are fundamentally rare. If the card has strong, quote-unquote, fundamentals, that is always going to be the better card to invest in than maybe the card that has all the hype right now, but is not as fundamentally sound or fundamentally rare as some of these other cards. Now, all the cards we're going to cover today, these are very rare cards. If you're finding any of these cards in pristine Gem Mint 10 condition, that's damn near a miracle. Anyways, I will start going into the card by card, but the Versus Series is a set that never came to English, okay? So it was just printed in Japanese. This set came out in July 2001. It's almost 25 years old, and it also is riddled, and I mean riddled, with some of the best artworks of some of the most popular Pokemon that the IP has to offer. And I will show you guys. Look at Umbreon. What is the Pokemon responsible for all the Sword and Shield craze? What are people calling the new Chase card, the new Charizard of the modern era? Wonder what that Pokemon's called. I wonder if that Pokemon draws any attention or any fans into some kind of crazy state. This is a card, an Umbreon card. It's my favorite Umbreon card ever. It is an expensive card because it's not only stunningly beautiful, it is very rare, and it's one of the most popular Pokemon on planet Earth. I don't believe that most people who are Umbreon fans, or even people who are into the hobby, even genuinely like pretty deep into the hobby, even know this card exists. Genuinely, I don't think most people even know these cards exist. If you look at the pop reports on these cards, look at this Charizard. Look at this Charizard. This literally might be my favorite Charizard card ever. Ever. Lance's Charizard with his manga art on the right side too. I mean, these are beautiful. 26 bucks, ends in 4 days. Crazy. Price's Lapras, god tier Lapras art. Don't even need to elaborate anything more. Wobbuffet, I mean, this is genuinely the coolest Wobbuffet card I've ever seen. It's got the Rocket Grunt and it's got Rocket in the background. Amazing. The foils on these cards are absurd, and the PSA reports are very low. They're hard to grade. They're insanely rare. The packs are so hard to come by that if you even find a pack that hasn't been tampered with, you probably shouldn't even open it. You should probably just keep it sealed, which then makes these cards even more valuable because people want to keep that 25-year-old pack sealed. and not actually open it. Like, look at this beat up fucking abused copy of Suicune. I definitely wouldn't buy this one, but this Suicune card is so beautiful. And if you can get one with a swirl on it too, ridiculous. Tyranitar, crazy. So none of these cards ever came to English. English is a massive part of the Pokemon company, and in Northern American side of the game gets a significantly bigger print run of all the sets because we have like way more people living in our country, like 3 times the amount of people current day in Japan compared to the 440 million in the United States. So when you take all these things into account, famous Pokemon, incredible art, and fundamentally rare as fuck, that, my friends, is a bullseye for an amazing Pokemon investment. I feel very passionate about these cards. This is a set that I don't even believe most people exist. I know I've said that before. I really don't, because if they did, I don't think these cards would even be on the market. This is without a doubt one of the best Pokemon sets of all time. The art is A1. It is very, very rare. Look at this Dugong. Look at this Dugong. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I didn't even think Dugong could look that cool until I saw this card. Touch a few more Versus Series cards. As you can see, I think all of these are good buys. This Espeon too, I think is incredible. Espeon's a very popular Pokemon, and this manga shot of Sabrina, she just looks incredible as well. These are just very, very beautiful cards. Espeons, we got the Tyranitars. I mean, seriously, think about it. Lapras, Charizard, Espeon, Umbreon, Tyranitar. I mean, do I have to say anything more? Typhlosion, Blastoise. There's an unbelievable Blastoise card in this set as well. But it's insane. Entei, Suicune, Raikou. This is the Crown Zenith 20 years before Crown Zenith. Yeah, you heard it here first, guys. This was the original Crown Zenith. I'm showing you guys that. Look at this Entei. I don't like CGC. I will never grade with CGC. I don't believe in them as a company whatsoever. However, this is a great price for this card in a gem mint condition, so they say. So if you can, buy something like this, crack it, and grade it at PSA, and you'll make a couple $100 just on that alone. So this is not Versus Series. This is another set. We're going to move on just a little bit. They are E-Series cards, so they do share that in common. But this is a very, very unique card, and I'm going to show you guys the Latios too. And look at this artwork. I think it is some of the best artwork ever. You can see this bridge, this Italian bridge, and you can see Latios just looking so fucking sick. And if you can see that, you see Latios up there. And if you look at the Latios card, it's right there looking down at the Latios. So the epic part about the card is that they're both from each other's perspectives looking at each other. And this, if you don't know this, most people have no idea this is even a thing. But if you look at a ton of Latios and Latios cards, this could be recreated this art on a ton of them. This has kind of been like their shtick, where they're flying through an Italian city and they take from both POVs, but this was the card that blazed the path. This is the iconic card. This is the card that came out in 2002 that they handed out in movie theaters that they never handed out ever again. Was just a promo in Japan, never came to English. As an iconic Pokemon with an unbelievable art, unbelievably low pop report for PSA 10s and 9s. This is everything that meets the criteria to move your money into a game like this, okay? People think moving money into Pokemon is dumb. It is if you're buying boxes of Darkness Ablaze. Motherfucker, you gotta buy cards like this. These are the cards that appreciate a lot. I had a collection that was around $20,000 to $30,000 before 2020, and then it went to $400,000 because I didn't own bullshit cards like Rainbow Pikachu from Vivid Voltage. No, I own cards like this. And if you guys go look at my PSA videos, I own both of these in 10, and they're very rare cards. They are incredibly rare cards, and if you come by them, even in a PSA 10 or a 9 or anything, you should check them out. And the crazy part is I bought these purely on the President because I love these cards so much. These are 2 of my favorite cards ever printed. But seeing the Latios Secret Tag Team GX card blow up the way it did was genuinely surprising. I didn't know that these Pokemon were as popular as they are. So seeing that in modern day that these Pokemon have gotten just even more popular, they've aged like fine wine. This was for a movie promotion for the Latios and Latios movie back in 2002. It's almost been 25 years since these cards have come out. And they even have the one-time use side logo that they never used ever again that was exclusive for the movies, E-Series. Again, guys, I'm putting you guys on some real game. These are the cards that I genuinely believe in that I would be moving my hard-earned money into. Don't buy bullshit. Buy grails. There are grails out there. It's a buyer's market right now. Do not go and move your money into some bullshit. Do not go 2x your money when 50x is on the table. So that's just my 2 cents on things. Moving into a completely next generation. I just looked up Pokemon Level X. If you can find Pokemon Level X cards in good condition and high grade and with a good fair price, I definitely would advise checking those out. And Diamond and Pearl Level X, all the people that were into this shit my age, none of us have money yet. I have a buddy who is so into Diamond and Pearl. He is a Gen 4 die hard. I'm a Gen 4 die hard, but he makes me look like a Gen 4 casual. We're in college. Like, I don't go to school, but most of my friends go to school, and they have no money. Like, they have no means to invest or buy anything. And there's going to be a day where people of my generation get jobs, get money, and these are the cards that we're going to be buying. And right now, I do believe that these cards are very undervalued. $116 for a Dusknoir PSA 10 for these Electivires. I'll just go through these listings. I pulled a ton up. We got the Regigigas, we got the Heatran. All of these are under like $150 each. That is ridiculous. The Arceus, I want to talk about Advent of Arceus. I pulled this up here. Advent of Arceus is particularly a very, very, very strong set, and I'll show you guys exactly why. So I pulled up Poke Collector here, this website, and we'll go through a couple cards. So first, it's riddled with Gen 1 Pokemon. So you got Pokemon like Charizard, and you got a lot of Gen 1 iconic Pokemon, but you also have these cards, these shiny, very rare, very sought after, fundamentally rare as shit. This Ponyta, Gen 1, this Shinx, it's Shinx, such a lovable Pokemon, amazing shiny too, and this Bagon. All three of these very sought after in a 10, all expensive cards at that, and Bagon is also like pseudo-legendary, people love this, great shiny too. These cards are awesome, and these level X's too. I just kind of noticed that Advent of Arceus, like level X Gengar. It's got cool Tangrowth in it too. It's got all these Arceus for people that collect these. Got all the cool Arceus stuff. It's an interesting appeal of the set. It almost reminds me of like what's happening with Twilight Masquerade in a weird way, and Ogerpon, because at the time Arceus was this brand new Pokemon. They were pushing really hard. It's this god of Pokemon, and they had all these different versions of it. You could get the fighting and the dark and the water, and you can get all this different stuff. You can get the level X Arceus, and so it has all the Arceus stuff. It kind of reminds me of Twilight Masquerade, like I said, but it also has a lot of really strong Gen 1 stuff. You got the Charizard Holo, you got a lot of things, but this is a set that I think is very, very strong, and it's got some amazing holos. You can find cards from the set on eBay for just like very, very fair prices, and yeah, if you can find a great condition one or a high grade one and a fair price, I think this set is really interesting. It could perform very well in the long term. The last two cards I'm talking about are these Meowth and the Pikachu from Black and White base. So this is from Black and White base, and the Meowth is from Noble Victories. So if you don't know, Noble Victories is the second set of the Black and White era, so it came out right after the Pikachu in the base set. And if you don't know, they have full art technology on them. So if you can see on this little Thunderbolt here, that's not a good angle on it at all. And you can see here pretty well on this Meowth. So the same thing as on the Pikachu too. So the Pokemon is full art technology, and then the medallion here, which is on his head as well, is full art technology as well, which is really, really cool. It's a cool touch to the cards that I've never seen them do something like this ever since. And you can see too how the cards raw are like $34, but the graded ones are like $1,100, $1,200. And I do think this is like a fire sell, cheap listing that this person needs to, coop some money together, or, sell this $1,000 card, which it is. But it's a buyer's market, and that's genuinely like not a terrible deal for a very rare card that is super hard to grade. In a box of Noble Victories, let's just see, honestly, like I'm genuinely curious how much a box of Noble Victories costs. $3,000. So when your booster box costs $3,000 and one watched in the last hours, this is very likely going to sell. It's good for the card, like simple as that. It's just good. And I know base set Black and Whites are around $2,000, I think, too. But again, nobody's opening these raw, and it's a beautiful card. It's in people's collections who love it and don't want to move it. And they were very hard to grade. It was a period of Pokemon that it was also kind of on the downturn. From Gen 3 to almost Pokemon Go was kind of a era that Pokemon was running under the radar. That was genuinely the best time in history to buy Pokemon, because it was before people realized that they could be literal investments. So yeah, I thought I would plug these cards because I feel like they get absolutely no attention in the Pokemon community, and they're very fundamentally rare, and they're really cool, and they're iconic. This is literally the protagonist of like the first 20 years of the anime, and then Meowth is like the antagonist, or like the Pokemon associated with the antagonist. So when you really check all the boxes when it comes to fundamentally rare Pokemon cards, what's the Pokemon? Is it the cool card? Is it rare? Is it hard to get? When did it come out? Is the set hard to grade? What's the set look like? You got to take all these things in consideration. In buyer's market, there's people fire selling stuff, and then there's also some shit deals out there too. But if you know what you're looking for and you find the best listing, you make some offers, you can really find some great deals out there. Like I said, picked up that Uxie And I feel really good about it. It feel like a steal, honestly. It feels like a card that in 10 years I'm going to be like, how the fucking shit did I pay $100 for that? And I feel pretty confident about that too. And that's all I have for today's video. It's been Super Chase. I'm signing out. Peace.